overcoming great obstacles and adversities, a health crisis, a near-death experience. My name is Jonathan Traylor. I had a life-changing event in 2019 with kidney failure. It changed my life forever. And now I utilize my story to try to give other people encouragement and hope. And we now share stories of great adversity, overcoming incredible odds, right here on the Hope with Jonathan podcast. Hope with Jonathan podcast is a Hope Media production. Never let hope become a memory. Hope with Jonathan podcast is a Hope Media production. Hey guys, it's March and it's National Kidney Month, and I'm excited to bring you this podcast. Welcome back to the Hope with Jonathan podcast. Really excited to be back and bring you this broadcast today. We're talking about National Kidney Month and the month of March, and man, it's incredibly exciting because this whole month I've been releasing content talking about chronic kidney disease, dialysis, transplant, and much, much more. And we're going to be covering this all throughout the month of March. And really, guys, listen, every day is National Kidney Day, especially if you've ever experienced kidney disease, on dialysis, in need of a transplant. Maybe you've already received a transplant, been living with a transplant. You know, there's not a day that goes by that you don't think about your kidney and where you're at and your health and things like that. So when you're living with a kidney transplant, you're definitely thinking about it because you want to keep your kidney healthy. You want to make sure that you're doing well with your kidney because we know the alternative is going back on dialysis. And and dialysis is there if we need it. And no disrespect to dialysis because it definitely saves our life. Until you can definitely get a transplant. But listen, guys, God bless you guys. I hope you guys are having an incredible day today. I hope you guys are planning to do something great for the month of March for kidney disease awareness. And listen, guys, I know that World Kidney Day is coming up, so I probably will release some sort of podcast on that as well. So I hope you guys are enjoying these podcasts. I have not scheduled anyone yet as of yet, but we are going to be getting some people scheduled really, really soon. I can't wait to do those live interviews again. I do have some people that have reached out, ready to get them scheduled. Just trying to get my setup right, in my room to make sure that everything's working well. But listen, guys, nonetheless, March is National Kidney Month. So it's a great month to advocate. Get out there and share your story. Listen, 2019, when I, fell into kidney failure, had a near-death experience and nearly left this world. I felt like that it was for a reason and a purpose, and that I went through all that to be able to come out of that and utilize my story for the greater good. And I felt like I survived that for a reason. And, I want to remind some of you out there that may be listening to these podcasts that you have purpose. And you definitely have a reason why you're going through what you're going through right now. And if you're on dialysis or if you're in need of a transplant or maybe you just recently got diagnosed with kidney disease and you're just totally blown away, I want to tell you something. You have purpose. And you have a reason why you're going through this. And for me, I had to look at it this way because, it nearly killed me. And honestly, guys, listen, I chose to utilize my story for the greater good and put myself out there as an advocate and put my story out there to try to encourage and bring hope to other people. And I'm not the only one in this battle. I'm not the only one who's went through kidney failure, had a near-death experience. There's many of us out there that's had near-death experiences. We've had close calls. We've had issues with kidney disease as a whole. So whether you're a polycystic kidney disease patient, maybe you have Alport's, maybe you have lupus, maybe you're diabetic or hypertensive and you ended up with chronic kidney disease. I want to let you know, guys, and I'm sure I missed a disease somewhere, and I do apologize. I know that, FSGS is a big one out there. There's many different rare diseases. There's kidney cancer as well. I know that recently I've heard some cases of kidney cancer that are, it seems like it's getting more and more prominent. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But listen, guys, however you get there, whatever disease brought you to, chronic kidney disease, we're all in this together. We're a community. We're a family. And, I remember when I introduced myself as a kidney patient, out there on social media, man, the kidney community grabbed me with loving arms and welcomed me in. And, man, it was like a great big family. And before I knew it, man, I had so many friends, I didn't even know what to do with all of you. I mean, literally. And so it's exciting, but, it's a tough battle at the same time. It's exciting to have new friends, but we all know the battle. We all know the journey. So it's definitely important that we definitely stick together. But listen, guys, in the month of March, there are many ways that you guys can get out there and utilize your story, talk about chronic kidney disease, advocate for chronic kidney disease awareness. One of the major ways that you can do it is social media. And why not social media? I mean, social media is free, right? Now, there are ways that social media can cost you money, especially if you want to, get more eyes on your post. You can definitely utilize boosting and things like that. So you can pay to boost posts. But as far as like free marketing, you can definitely throw, your post up on social media. I myself, I do not consider myself a novice when it comes to social media because I've learned so much since 2019. It took me a long time to get where I'm at. It took me a long time to get, the follower base that I have. But I can tell you guys the tips and tricks that work for me that might take you less time because it took me, it took a learning curve for me to get where I'm at. A lot of people have helped me out along the way, a lot of research, a lot of time and effort. Consistency is a huge one. You got to stay on top of your post. If you're trying to build, a platform for yourself on social media, consistency is a big key. Your people will be looking for your post. So you definitely want to learn how to utilize hashtagging, and you want to learn how to utilize different apps like, with like Reels and things like that. So you definitely want to utilize TikTok. You want to utilize YouTube. I mean, any free platform that you can utilize, man, you need to take advantage of it. And the reason why I mentioned Reels or TikToks or YouTube Shorts, any of those, this is what's trending. This is what everybody's watching right now. If you want to post like a photo or create a poster, those are fine too. But, a lot of people are drawn to Reels. They're drawn to YouTube Shorts, TikToks. And, you can really gain a following really quickly, especially, again, if you're utilizing your hashtags and pointing your post in a certain direction or towards a community of people. So definitely keep that in mind. I'm just trying to drop you a couple of dimes here to try to help you out if you do plan on utilizing social media. Other ways that you can do it is podcasting. So as you guys know, Hope with Jonathan has a podcast. What's a podcast? Basically, it's you talking over audio. People, you can either do them live where people can watch live videos, or you can do them like what I'm doing right now with just audio, and people will listen to them. Podcasting is a great tool to utilize as well. I use a free version with Spotify to record, my podcast, and you guys can definitely take advantage of that. So I don't pay for, any of my recordings or anything. I'm basically just using free software. So, you guys can definitely do your research, find out which platform you want to utilize. There are different other platforms out there I think that you can use for free. I've been using this Spotify application for a while now. So, podcasting, what's great about it is you can invite guests, or you can, do like little educational bits, and they don't have to be very long. You could basically throw up a 5-minute podcast, a 10-minute podcast, an hour-long podcast. I will tell you, the longer the podcast, more than likely people are not going to listen to a 2-hour podcast. They're just, unless it's just something that's incredibly interesting or something that they're really interested in, they're not going to listen to 2 hours of you just talking, or even a live podcast of people that you've interviewed. So definitely keep that in mind if you plan on utilizing podcasting as a way of advocacy. Another tip that I'm going to give you guys is when choosing what you want to do with advocacy, especially with kidney disease, is do your research. Like, figure out what's best for you. So, like, you've got to do some research. You got to figure out what the best, what will fit best into your life, your schedule, what works for you, okay? And so you want to do research. You want to figure out, who you want to be involved with. There's many different kidney organizations out there. I volunteer heavily with Kidney Solutions. Now, here's the reason why. They're local to me. Kidney Solutions, a network of transplant experiences based in Kerrville, Texas. I'm in Kerrville, Texas. I live in Kerrville, Texas. It's very coincidental how we got hooked up. But Kidney Solutions helped me a lot and mentored me. Kent Bressler, he's the, he's a creator, okay, vice president. And he is Kidney Solutions. And so, when we got hooked up, Kent mentored me. He called me almost every day. Once he knew that I needed a kidney, he wanted to help me. He's like, hey, I want to help you, and I want to assist you on finding a donor. I'd like to mentor you. And he said, I want to do it absolutely free. And, at first I looked at him. I was like, really, free? So I went home. I talked to my wife over it. And discussed it with her, and she's like, yeah, it can't hurt. So I gave him a call and met him at a local restaurant here in town. And, from there, I've been hanging with Kent. And Kent has not done me wrong yet. I mean, he's never charged me a dime. I've never got a bill from him. He mentored me all the way, still mentoring me, even post-transplant. I'm 3.5 years post-transplant. Kent is still mentoring me for free. So Kidney Solutions has been a huge nonprofit that I feel like, I was led to, and that it was divine for me to get involved with. So, it works for me. And so you got to find what works for you, okay? There's many different kidney organizations. You got AAKP, American Association of Kidney Patients, American Kidney Fund. There's National Kidney Foundation. Last year, I went to Washington, D.C. with National Kidney Foundation. Had an incredible time. I'm also part of the CAC committee here in the state of Texas. And that's in correlation with the National Kidney Foundation. So National Kidney Foundation is a great organization that you can get involved with. American Association of Kidney Patients, AAKP, is another one. They're the longest, the oldest, standing kidney organization out there. So AAKP, they're informative. They're great. They have a lot of different meetings. They will include you as far as, sending you stuff and emails. As far as the NKF will do that as well. And then American Kidney Fund. I get involved with both of these organizations, all three organizations, AAKP, NKF, and AKF, American Kidney Fund. Reason why I get involved with American Kidney Fund is because when I was on dialysis, they were able to help me a little bit financially with some of the costs. And you can talk to your team, regarding American Kidney Fund, your social worker. You could talk to them about that. I'm not going to go into how much and all that stuff, but that's how you get involved. You got to talk to your social worker, talk to them, reach out to American Kidney Fund, and they can work together with all that. But American Kidney Fund helped me out. So every year that they have a walk or some sort of event, I've been giving back to and walk with them and raise funds. I've done the same thing with AAKP. I've done the same thing with NKF. But ultimately, right now, a lot of my focus is not just on those three organizations. A lot of my focus is on Kidney Solutions, and we help a lot of patients across the United States, not just here in Texas, but across the United States. And I spend a lot of time utilizing, I'm the social media director, and I'm in a volunteer role, so I receive no pay to do what I do. I'm strictly volunteer. And the whole organization is volunteer. So for me, that's what works. So you have to figure out where you fit in. You have to figure out where you want to be. There's other kidney organizations out there that you can research and look up and find out exactly what you want to do and where you want to be. And if I was you, I would find one and focus on that one, and and sell yourself out to them. If you want to be involved, and then if you feel like you can be involved with many and you have the time to be involved with many, then I highly encourage you to do so. Because the more we talk about kidney disease and the more ways that we can get the word out there, the more places we can be involved, share our story, the better. But listen, guys, I am excited about this podcast and Hope with Jonathan podcast. There are some things coming our way that are going to be amazing. And so Hope with Jonathan podcast is a part of my kidney disease awareness, but it's also going to be a podcast where we talk about and interview about other things in life, other than kidney disease. We are going to feature people that have been through traumatic events, maybe been through other health crises, maybe you've had a heart transplant, maybe you've had a liver transplant, maybe you've had lung, maybe you've had some other disease that people don't even know about, maybe you had a weight loss journey, maybe you've been through a traumatic event such as like a death in a family or a loss, maybe you've been through divorce, maybe you financially have just lost everything and maybe you bounce back. We want to share stories of hope and overcoming and encouragement. That's what this podcast is all about. We want people to come on, share their story, and give other people hope and encouragement. And we feel like you can do that by sharing your story. Sharing your story is definitely a huge way that you can also be involved with advocacy. Sharing your story, sharing your personal journey, your testimony, is definitely a huge way that you can give back, especially in the National Kidney Month, in the month of March. So, every day of this month, I am trying my best to post something about chronic kidney disease, and I'm also doing some live videos to talk about this subject, and I'm going to release this podcast this week for National Kidney Month. So, I hope you guys are encouraged to get out there and do something great for chronic kidney disease. Tell your story. Talk to someone about chronic kidney disease. Share your story not only on social media, but with your friends and family. It's a great way. This is the month to pull out all your advocacy t-shirts and your rubber bands and your hats and, your gear. Put that on. Try to wear a shirt every day if you can. And just really try to represent yourself as an advocate and get yourself out there. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy to tell your story. You know how many times that I've been out in a grocery store, or I've been out at a restaurant, or I have been somewhere and an amazing opportunity, a window will open up and allow me to share my gift with someone else and share my story. I call it my gift because it is a gift. And you'd be amazed at how you would think that people would ignore you or not want to hear your story. Now, granted, I don't give them the full, in-depth hour story, but I give them, a snippet and a scenario of what happened to me. And but people are amazed, and you would be totally amazed at how the positive response to you would be. And there's people out there that don't know that what you've been through, and if we don't tell them, and we don't keep talking about this disease, how are people going to know? We need to keep talking, and I'm trying to encourage you guys to keep talking. But listen, guys, I'm going to jump off here. I really appreciate you listening and supporting the Hope with Jonathan podcast. I'm telling you guys, hang on. We're gonna have some incredible stuff coming our way. Hope with Jonathan podcast is on the move. 2023 was a rough year for us, as far as financially, and I'm talking personally here. I've had a lot of things that came my way, but I did my best to hang on and just ride and keep riding. And I'm doing the same thing in 24. I'm just riding right now. But this podcast is we're fixing to have some incredible guests on our show, and we're gonna come back even stronger. Hope with Jonathan podcast is never gonna be the same. It's gonna be an incredible experience, and I can't wait for people to get involved, and for you guys to get some new content. And I really appreciate you guys supporting me. If you would click follow over on Spotify, it would definitely help us out. You guys will be alerted of all of our new podcasts that come your way, and follow us over on Spotify. It would definitely help us out. Also, if you haven't been over to the YouTube channel, check us out, YouTube at Hope with Jonathan, and you'll see our green logo. You'll see me, and you could definitely subscribe there, guys. It doesn't cost you a thing. It's completely free. It definitely would help us out. You can listen to the podcast over there, but hit that bell and you'll be notified of all of our brand new content. But hey, guys, I want to wish you guys a happy National Kidney Month. Get yourself out there, advocate, tell your story. Let's raise some awareness for chronic kidney disease. God bless you guys. Take care. And definitely take care of your kidneys. God bless. This is Jonathan. Hey guys, have you been over to hopewithjonathan.com? You can actually listen to the audio podcast, watch live streaming interviews, purchase merch to help support Hope with Jonathan podcast, read blogs, and much, much more. For more information on this, go check out hopewithjonathan.com, where we share stories of hope.